세러데이 쇼다운 T1 대 하나생명 e스포츠.
I mean, this is the classic.
That's the throwback. But Jace is already strong, and Jace is going to get buffed next patch as well. So I honestly, try and get as many Jace games in as you can.
Jace as well. An uphill battle potentially for BNK. Let's see what they can do as we hop onto the rift for game number 1.
You're going to get severely outranged, and it's going to be really hard to actually execute on that. Also, Clear going for Fleet. We've seen Fleet be so insanely popular. Yeah, just in general, like look at the rune setups, right? Absorb Life, insanely strong right now.
Canyon that showed us that one first off a little while ago. As Kerry is going to go in. That's an immediate cleanse out of Henna. Already you can see Raptor in the area, but not going to be able to help out too much over here, and especially the earlier roam, though, is now Faker in a little bit of trouble. Closer going aggressive. The former T1 mid laner actually putting a lot of pressure on here in this mid lane. Faker just going to be able to eat some potions, though, and we'll just try and clear out this wave, as now Henna could be in trouble. Oh, the Zenith Blade just barely missing. And that is so much pressure already here from T1 in these lanes.
He doesn't have cleanse.
Yeah.
That's actually quite nice, but look at that top lane Zeus.
This is the problem. Man advantage certainly going to be there for T1 as Zeus does come down. That is a lot of damage from Raptor here, and now the headbutt pole, but great buffer from Faker. Still,
now that's
BNK, they take control of these grubs, and they'll have them.
That's a with BNK looking kind of clean with it.
Just, like,
you know,
situation.
when Atlas is pulling out the relatively considerate, things are not
there are a few things there. As Henna's going to have to use the other summoner spell, actually going to answer it with an arrow. And they did throw out a lot of buttons towards the Ashia, but Duro was sort of nowhere in sight. So it's just more Henna with very angry arrows.
Henna actually standing his ground there. Also,
Soul, I would assume, based on the amount of rain today. As now Closer's just flying his way up. Daisy's out here as well. He's in melee range with a Jace, and that is dangerous. And also, the angry Cupcake making her way over. So
you're getting your Raptors.
He's gonna. Okay, he has just made his way over.
That's fine.
Yep. And there we go. That should be 6 grubs going over to BNK, which is fantastic when you're against a Tristana. Denying Tristana any grubs feels phenomenal. Swan games? What's that?
Swarm. The
Swarm games. I thought you said Swan games. I'm like, are they like duck games? Okay, here goes the arrow. Grasping Roots connects, and there's your first blood, and it goes to Duro. But Raptor's still going to be able to throw this one down, and if they manage to take this inner turret, that is a huge influx of gold for this team. As Duro, he's still going to go for it. Looks to get the charge, as he's a very tanky boy, and he does, of course, have the Unbreakable Will, so he was going to be fine. Still, they do manage to get the charge. Nicely done. This is pretty proactive, and they've got 6 grubs, remember. This should be taken down, as there's the other teleport coming on in here. Faker going to make his way over. Zeus gets on down here, but Clear will be able to secure this turret. Can they keep themselves alive, though, is the question. As Faker looking to try and get out, but the Valkyrie's going to be there. Closer's still looking for more as, the Root Caller comes in. That's going to stop the aggression. But BNK, they are not taking this lying down, and in fact, they kind of winning. W button in his cannon form, just feeling good. As another arrow going to pierce the heavens once again, actually connects onto Zeus in the top lane. Redemption comes on down though, Ona trying to keep him alive. As now Daisy going to get grasped. Man, like, they're magnetic, these arrows.
Really nicely done by Henna. They don't get a hold of, though, unfortunately.
I mean, that's not the point. Isn't that what you said before? It's about, like, he hit them.
Okay, fair enough. Still,
all right, he needs to be a little bit careful here, maybe a lot of bit careful, as he takes most of his health bar. Okay, there's the Soul of Fleb. That's also not really going to do too much, and like you say, the grubs certainly paying dividends as they just take down the outer turret. And Duro is now going to look for Faker. There's the headbutt. Pulverize as well. Once again, there's unfortunately not a lot of people there, but they still get the flash. Good sidestep from Clear. Avoids Carrier as well. BNK just have the answers today.
They just look good individually as well. Like,
look at this. Getting the push, the full 4 collapse into the mid lane. They'll take this in a turret as well. Out rotating with this T1 composition, right? Like, you want to be standing your ground and defending, right? It's pretty good at counter siege, as they've got all these brushes and stuff like that. Pretty good at sieging as well with the extra range they do have. Henna's basically dead.
This is exactly what I was talking about.
Huh.
They gotta be sneaky about it, and I think they would have already had to pull the trigger. Now the rotation for T1 is really easy, and it's T1. I don't think you're gonna catch them off guard. Are gonna spot it now. Do know this is going on is Duro.
Oh, Arrow is going to pierce on through, but now Duro could be in a whole lot of trouble. He has to flashes. He takes Carrier with him. Solar Blade doesn't do too much, but now Clear has found the back line. There goes Carrier as kill number one. True Shot Barrage splits the middle of the fight. They have lost a lot of health bars. Headbutt Polarize, and Komiyoshi, he's too far forward. And now Clear wants even more. He's flashing in the Strangled Thorns, and there's the double kill for Closer. I mean, I didn't see it working, but then it just worked. Because the thing that's been the most sad about this squad is the conversation about the jungle, right? And the fact that, you know, you see Willer and Challenger and it's not necessarily any better, and you're wondering, is Arrows going to connect once again? And like, what is this? Targeted arrows? That's insane. All right, they're going to grab another inner turret. Duro going to get in there first as there's Clear, finally discovered. Carrier does have the Eclipse available, but Clear's got a World Ender, and he has got a right to use it. He's going to be able to take down the Leona now as B&K, they just have all of the control. The arrow is going to be avoided by the Arcane Shift. Nicely done there. As they are
not even
trying to stay out of vision. Closer is now on vision completely. Duro going to get spotted here. This Baron is going down so incredibly low. Carrier gets into the pit. He'll have some vision there. The health bars are going low. Ona, can he get in there? The answer is no. The Strangled Thorns gets the knockups as well as Carrier thrown around like a ragdoll. Faker dives in now. They're looking for the last-ditch effort. As Clear has found Ona, he dives on top of Faker and executes him. Zeus now trying to do what he can, but it is over. It is done. They'll take the Baron. They'll take the team fight. And by goodness, they're going to take the game.
In B&K, we were watching, we're holding our breaths, Atlas, because we were like, there's no way. There's no way, right? That even a game win would be colossal for this team. And you look at the scoreline, it's not even close.
It's not. And it's beautifully executed. It's wonderfully played here from B&K as well. Maybe this is the start of their resurgence right at the end of the first round robin of summer. There goes the Nexus. It's only one game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where they came from, but I hope they stick around because this B&K is fantastic.
We've seen him be very hit or miss, and I think this is a lot more consistent. I actually quite like this. We've seen Zeka have standout performances on this. Chovy's also picked it and was fine, but it's Genji. The data isn't real.
It's raining for a reason. See whether they can find that as we head to the Rift for Game 2.
But not too much, because if you think about it a little bit more, I know you're really going to make that happen.
But you need to have a Warwick skin as well that's sort of themed the same way. By anything that happened, by his opposition, right? Like, he wasn't the kind of person that would seem nervous ever. As that was a nice sidestep there on the Piercing Light, as Faker's going to miss the rocket jump, then does get the reset and gets out, but still, not exactly the greatest of situations.
Oh,
here as they're playing.
looking.
Yeah, he's looking for the option. See whether he gets there. There's the Grasping Roots, but Faker does make his way out. Turret shot going to land as now Duro really far up in this lane. Gonna get stunned up there as well. The door is going to come down, but Duro still has to flash away. Henna not offering that much back at this point in time. And
in the Horizon, should be able to play big on that as Duro might be in some trouble here.
Yeah, Carrier's going to turn up. Some plans coming down here as well. And yes, no flash means no life anymore. And that is first blood going over to Faker. A much better start here for T1. Because that's where Ziggs kind of started. It's where Showmaker recently played him.
Thanks, APA.
How it all goes, exactly right. As all right, now we're all just piling in on top of Raptor. Can he get the buttons off? The answer is absolutely not. As now the Culling's coming in. Carrier so low, Faker also so low. Duro so slow though. And he's not going to be able to catch up to them. He might just be lying on the floor as well, and Ona's going to pick it up with the explosion of the Trigger Seed. I don't think that there is going to be enough, although they are closing in. Duro, can he actually get them out of this pit?
Gonna have a fight.
Yeah, it's looking like it. As Mountain Drake, very, very tanky. Raptor is going to be able to secure it as now Duro making his way in. Faker going to get stunned, but the buffer was good. Now the Hextech Minefield is down.
Zyra specifically, unless it's on top of her, makes it really, really tough as, I don't think Zeus is the target you guys are looking for.
Yeah, he's going to unbind the soul. Look for an angle here as Clear does get rid of the minions quite effectively. And Closer just doing his very best to try and hold on to this turret as Faker goes in. There's the bust shot, and there is the kill! Just stacks up the explosive charge and nowhere for Closer to go.
But that isn't as strong as the aggressive Ziggs. I think DRX still are the best example that we've seen this split, where you use him as a turret pushing tool by playing strong side towards bot. Might be looking for it here.
Well, this is definitely playing towards bot, as there is the satchel charge being thrown on in. Not quite anywhere near being able to take this one down, as there is the redemption. And that is going to lock that one up as Faker continues to be frustrating.
Blade of the Rune King down here for Faker. He has owner with him as well. His mid lane turret is not long for the World Atlas.
And Closer may not be either, as there's the root caller. Goomba Stomp does come on down here, and that's another stack up. And that is just Faker killing him one more time. With the help of Owner, they'll be able to take out this outer turret as well.
You can see T1 after that game one really pulling back the reins, saying, okay guys, we played fast and loose. Didn't really play to our win conditions. Realistically, looking at the draft, I think that T1 should have a lot of power, and this time around they're playing like it.
Well then, going to be employed here by Clear. Looks to clear out the wave as well, as now Owner's going to turn up at the same time. There are no minions left as he does flash on over, but there's the ulti from Zeus. There is the cleanup. They do manage to collect that kill, as now Raptor not finding any Stranglethorn value at all, really.
Yeah, the flash. Owner actually just got out. It's a G2 at MSI, which is the only way you lose if
Solar Flare goes completely
pod.
wide, and there is the Tristana possibly not getting caught. You were digging deep. You went all the way back to G2.
I went back like May. That's what, 2.5 months?
Yeah, it's quite some time. It's quite some time. As all right, there's an ulti. That's going to get a flash out, so Closer at least will survive for the moment, as this inner turret not going to be going down just yet. Ran out of minions momentarily, but getting the flash out of Closer, this is very dangerous times. Raptor just trying to exist in his jungle. As, all right, Stranglethorn's going to come in. That's going to get a flash out. That is good news. This is not good news, though, because Zeus has his soul unbound and just destroys Closer. That's a solo kill. That's 0-3 now for the Lucian. And we haven't really seen much from Clear this game either, right? He has been at the mercy of Zeus' Yone.
Well, he got counter picks and then, you know, ganked once or twice.
As the knock up, engage Braum coming on in there, as they'll just buy enough space to guarantee themselves this blue buff steal that is successfully going to happen. As Daisy still staying amongst it. Clear looking for that flank angle, seeing whether he can get Faker, but not going to be able to stop him from rocket jumping away.
You know the romantic scene in the rain?
Yeah.
No, it's just drizzle.
But what about this teleport? This could be an option here. As
double TP
is going to make it happen. Yeah, double TP does come on in. Zeus is going to be ulting around for a little bit, buying as much time as he can as the rest of his team head toward the Baron. And yeah, Zeus might even be able to die on his own terms here on this one as well, as he does unbind. He's doing some tricky stuff, but the Infernal Chains will come on down, and there's the slam dunk. So they take the top laner. Raptor wanting to try and get in here. I don't know whether he's going to be able to, though. And Faker is going to be able to kill him in the meantime. Dura looking to flash away, but that is a reset on that rocket jump, and Faker's going to find even more. That's the double. They'll take a Baron to boot, and yes, B&K do manage to get their first kill of the game, but it's in trade for probably a Nexus after all things are said and done. Because it is looking extraordinarily over. It's a 10,000 gold lead, 23 minutes, shellacking territory well and truly, as Carrier puts up the door, and B&K desperately just trying to hold off these Baron minions. There are brushes everywhere, and this is what this comp does so incredibly well. Henna is going to get chunked out. Solar Flare is going to connect. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb doing a fair bit of work, and they're going for the re-engage. Can they find it as Clear, the one that managed to get a kill, is going to try and end the world, but unfortunately it's his that ends instead. And T1 getting a bunch of extra exit kills here as well. Zeus does fall down, so it is a 2-for-1 trade. Daisy also going to suffer her demise, but T1's still going to be able to get their prize. That is going to be the inner turret on the bottom side of the map, and they might be able to get even more. As
to actually take him down is, but I don't know how they got here, but it's not good, Atlas!
We're out of the replay, into the fire, and Gumayushi throwing through these Mystic shots. They might get Daisy. There you go, Clear looking for a flank angle. This is a bit weird, to be perfectly honest, because we're Alcove gaming, and now Gumayushi is in a little bit of, Clear's in a lot of trouble. And there's an ulti from Zeus. He dives in. They're able to take down Raptor. And now Faker, he just kills all of them. He gets a triple. Goomer's going to grab a double. It's a full house. Faker's full of Goomers, and they'll now move towards the enemy base and probably end this game.
Yes, say Bad Atlas. The super minions are knocking at the door, and T1 says, okay, yeah, we can help you out with that one.
Yeah, I think it's time to stop messing around. Let's go to game 3 and really throw down in this one. There goes the Nexus. T1, a swift turnaround after what was a disappointing first game, and back to business as usual.
Got shellacked.
Yeah, not feeling too great about this one, nor about these damage numbers, which are also not looking too good. Up and to the right as far as the gold graph is concerned.
When Guma isn't playing Sana anymore, you kind of know.
That's
and then,
Seraphine.
Okay, that kind of catches me off guard. Because I think Seraphine picking it when the Senna's like locked in, you want to deny it, that makes sense.
Maybe another possibility here for B&K. They did it in game 1. We'll see whether they can do it here in game number 3.
For going unsealed spellbook.
Hey, there we go.
No grasping. This time
God.
around. Yeah, no, I
Yesterday
sorry.
was not it.
I know. I
was-
know. I was
oh.
very unhappy about
4 grasp stacks by 17 minutes. That's what we saw in yesterday's game.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to highlight Carrier actually going for the Jack of all trades as well as First Strike. So this is a build that isn't as strong as it was, I say, as they relentlessly pummel them. Yeah, because the last one was Senna. Also, one of those Gen G wins.
Sometimes the bros, they're just the next level.
No jump for Faker.
Yeah, Faker could be in trouble here as Owner is in exactly the right position. Grasping Roots will connect as Owner comes on over. It's a fair bit of health lost here for Faker, but
Well,
doesn't
look
have
at
the
them.
flash, he'll be fine.
Just auto each other.
Yeah.
It's like Zara and Ivan both have such awkward walking animations as well.
Yep. And they're very planty as they are getting pushed in relentlessly. Raptor, though, is going to get started on these grubs.
That's nice. And some grubs. Mid lane also. Both these mid laners really extending the laning phase. They haven't backed. They're just both sitting on a single one. Duro.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit dicey, but Gumishi has to get over the wall and doesn't have very much mana. Does now use the heal as Owner comes on in. There's the root caller, and oh dear. Duro. Very, very low Trusha Barrage. Splits them up, but they are still alive.
They don't have that much damage. That's kind of awkward.
Duro,
They haven't backed.
As T1, they're going to go for it again. This time it is just Duro. Henna is nowhere in sight. He's actually
the
looking for a
trade.
gank on that top side. Exactly. As Zayas looking to go all out, does pull them underneath the turret, loses a bunch of his tankiness though, and Henna doesn't really want to be tanking this turret. And as you can see there, if he got hit again, he would have been very, very dead. As Stranglethorns comes in, Zayas is going to avoid it, but no one's really hitting any of the turret's not hitting any of the bad guys. So it is just going to be Zayas going down in the end. They still managed to get the flash out of Raptor, and that is certainly good news. As Clear is down there as well. I did see that Faker in a bit of a long lane, but we're going to focus our attention elsewhere. As the Ram comes out, T1 getting knocked around a little bit, but the same treatment actually going over to the side of B&K is now Clear looking to jump after Faker. It is a Yordle battle, and he smacks him out of the air. Man, it was like he was playing volleyball, just throws him against the wall. With the investment put in here by B&K. Now let's see whether they do successfully get this charge to work out. The charge is definitely coming in. It's just whether they can keep themselves alive. Dawning Shadow, decent amount of work here getting done as they take down the Cassante. The turret's also dead. The Wallop not going to connect, but B&K, this is the kind of tempo, this is the kind of gusto that we saw in game 1.
Zeus used his flash in that play as well. They used a lot of ultimates. I don't think they have the damage though. Crucially, Closer wasn't there. So it is just Raptor as well as Henna. Henna also going for an actual AD build, by the way. Kraken Slayer, not the lethality weapon, but they're going to keep going.
Yeah, they're
Owner
still on
flash.
it. They're still on it. Let's see whether Owner can actually get in there. He dives into the pit, but it's going to be secured by Raptor. They take down the other tree as well as now you've got Clear diving on top, and B&K, I guess they took a vacation for game number 2 because they are back here and they are ready to play for game 3.
They are refreshed, Atlas. I don't know what beat they went to.
How is it refreshing what happened in game number 2? I don't know, but it obviously was because they're taking an inner turret. They just got a Baron. It's 4-0.
set this up and feel relatively confident. But what a moment there for Raptor, right? I think Owner a little bit early, but again, he's in the pit. So what we said after game number 1 applies here again. It just doesn't feel, unless they get huge leads early, which was thanks to Owner and Carry out the case in game number 2 rather. This doesn't really feel.
Oh, the Stranglethorns is going to connect here as now Faker has to rocket jump out, but wasn't able to buffer that one. Still, he is going to keep himself alive. True Shot Barrage doing a fair bit of work here as Daisy's going to go down. Henna has to flash. In the meantime, Clear is just destroying an inner turret. Duro is there with him as well. Not entirely sure why. He was just wandering around, having a good time. They managed to take the inhibitor turret on the top lane. And 7,000 gold. Moving over, and maybe it's not as much of an issue because this Baron can be two-manned, I think. As Stranglethorns comes in, there are so many seeds in there. It's going down so fast. The Ram is going to get the knock-up. It might be another 50-50 is Clear. The Gnar bar is stacking, but the health bar isn't. Still, he makes it to a brush. The Baron is going to be secured. There is a snare on top of Zeus, but he still manages to make his way out. The Mega Gnar does come in. That's the Root Caller connecting, and that's going to buy them some space. So all 5 alive, but the Baron is not. They'll take an outer turret, for their trouble. And I think B&K are okay to go for that trade. There is also a Mountain Drake on the map that B&K could head over to if they would like. And Clear says no, because I don't need to kill a dragon if I kill a Nexus instead. And now everyone's going back. If B&K wanted to, they could head over and take that dragon if they'd like to. And it's a Nexus turret, potentially. No, the minion wave is going to stop it, but it's mid lane inhibitor turret as well. This rotation is gorgeous from B&K.
B&K, no, they don't need the dragon. It's not necessary, Atlas. You want to get those base structures. Top lane inhib already down.
As soon as she comes up, in a turret here, the last one remaining going to be seen to by Clear. His teleport is up, and I think Zeus may have actually snuck around. True Shot Barrage is going to miss, and can he find the all-out angle? He flashes, he does not find it. The redemption comes in as well. There's the all-out we were talking about, but it's on to Duro. He's so incredibly tanky. Carrier, not so much, and Raptor just blows him up. And the rest of T1 are now split. They fanned out. They're going to give up their inhibitor. An inhibitor turret is already being taken down because Clear set that one up earlier. And that's going to be all of the inhibs down. I think Fearx may have done it.
Atlas, it's happening. B&K are going to get the upset win. We're in game number 3, T1. The loss against Halma, that was one thing. But there's something else entirely. Duro is TPing in.
This could be it, the resurgence for B&K. Clear smacks them both into their nexus. And now Gumayushi is going to go for it, but he's not going to be able to find the angle. There goes the nexus. Upset complete. B&K Fearx take down T1.
As Duro did 3K.
Doesn't matter. Hey, you got to win against T1.
It did almost as much as Owner.
Oh,
wait, actually, he did more than Zeus.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Steer for the POG interview translation, joined by Closer and Clear on the side of B&K Fearx, who just broke their 6th losing streak against T1. Congratulations! Thank you.
축하드립니다. 클로저 선수 2023 시즌부터 T1을 상대로 매치
Since the 2023 season, you were on a 6-match losing streak against T1, and you just broke it today. How do you feel? Honestly, my hands are still shaking. I'm just so happy that we were able to win today and Clear. So how does it feel to finish round 1 with a victory? You know, it was our last match of round 1. Just being able to win against such a strong team. It's just so surreal to me. I feel like I'm just dreaming right now.
잘 치러주신 것 같습니다. 클리어 선수 오늘 POX가
And Clear,
승리를 하면서 블루에서는 또
with Fearx winning games 1 and 3, you went from blue side for the first time. So you must have done some studying in the blue side a lot. So what was the process like? You know, we've always been thinking that the drafting is more comfortable on blue side for us personally. So I think it was that we didn't really
그러셨군요.
We weren't too concerned about our losing streak or not being able to win against T1. I think we just did what we were always doing. And so, Closer, in all three games today, you took, or T1 took Ivern and Ezreal Tristana as a 280 carry comp, which was a great late game which has great late game value. So on paper, with T1's comp looking so great, how did BNK Firax feel about that? So against Ivern, we had a really good Corki Zyra picks as like a counter. So I think something that we had prepared for, it really worked really well for us. I believe that we had pretty much really a lot of confidence just to counter that. So was there a hidden strategy that you left all these core picks open? I think our strategy was confidence. And clear, in games 1 and 2, you played Aatrox against Zeus. And Aatrox looks so tanky and useful. So what are your thoughts on Aatrox lately? Currently, after the rework, you've been seeing a lot of Aatrox on stage, and I believe that internally we've been rating him pretty highly, and I think today I felt pretty good with him. Closer, in game 1, your Corki's boom boom damage really gave your team the decisive edge, and so let's take a look at this next replay.
이때 좀 설명 좀 해주세요.
Can you walk us through what happened here? So we started Baron here, and we wanted to open up a team fight, and it was actually more of a bait in the end, but I think we were able to sort of suck them in. And the team fight was actually really, it went really well because of Clear. So I think I called for the Tristana play or taking the Tristana off, and I think we just had a really good team fight overall. So Clear, in game 3, you didn't ban Gnar, but instead decided to pay him. So what are your thoughts on Gnar? I think this just despite being able to blind pick him or counter pick with Gnar is always a really well-rounded champion. So I think even in game 3, I was able to comfortably pick him. So in game 3, we had a moment where BNK Firax had a bold decision. The Baron call could have been pretty risky here. So was it that the team believed in Raptor?
좀 발언을 먹자 이런 느낌이었던 것 같은데.
So with our Ornn having Smite, I think we were just really trying to go for the 2 Smite comp and then try to secure the Baron. But I noticed that our Ornn didn't actually Smite. And Closer, what were your thoughts? You know, I think it was just a really necessary Baron call and team fight to open up because we really didn't want the game to go any longer. And we just really decided to commit as a team, and it worked out. So BNK Firax was so speedy, and what an incredible confidence. So how are you able to pull off such a macro play? Yeah, we've been able to sort of research and study a lot of the other teams' VODs to study their macro play. And I think that actually paid off really well. And Clear, in the center of this macro was you shaking things up in the side lane. So how satisfied are you with your performance today? For game 1, my laning phase didn't go really well, but you know, in the end, we won, so I'm pretty satisfied. So with your victory in the last match of round 1, you finished with 3 wins and 6 losses. So what are some takeaways from round 1? Yeah, we had a lot of roster changes. And in the summer, I felt like there were a lot of missteps. We weren't really on the same page. And I believe that now that we were able to finish strong, I want to make sure that we are in the mindset that we will win all our matches in round 2. And any resolution going into KT? KT is a really strong team, and I want to make sure that we have the right mindset to get our revenge against KT. And Closer. And Clear. Since we were able to defeat such a strong team, I believe that we were capable of getting our revenge against KT. And that's the end of the interview from Closer and Clear, and back to the space. Thank you.